Carrying capacity is a term we've quite frequently heard since we've been taking environmental classes. So what is it? Carrying capacity is referred to the maximum number of individuals an ecosystem can support without little to no occurrence of negative effects. Simply put, it is the limit the environment can hold. Let's think of a brief example. Let's say our classroom can hold up to 15 people. Since 15 is the limit, this number becomes the carrying capacity for a classroom. How is this concept applied in our real lives? Carrying capacity is related to sustainability, which is dedicated to protecting the environment, enhancing life quality, and not limiting future needs at the same time. So carrying capacity is no doubt really important. Sustainability's official definition was first set during the 1995 World Summit on Social Development. According to the definitions set at the time, the goals of sustainability is to achieve economical development, social development, and environmental protection. The people who agreed on this definition hopefully believe that satisfying these three goals can lead to better quality of life. In the 2002 World Summit, the idea of sustainability was further realized, and thus, three more specific goals of sustainability were identified. One was to eradicate poverty, two was to protect natural resources, and three was to change unsustainable production and consumption patterns. So, if the notion is carried out perfectly, sustainability can change the world about. This is why carrying capacity is so important. The Cosmos curve is another, well, if you can call it, an indicator of carrying capacity. It suggests that increased income and environmental improvement are tied together. Looking at the bell curve, we can infer that environmental degradation becomes worse as it goes from pre-industrialized to industrialized economies and starts to get better as it reaches the post-industrial economy stage. The effects of pollution and degradation generated throughout the curve is measured by ecological footprint, which tells us how we can manage resources. Look at the history about the relationship between carrying capacity and one of its most important factors, population growth. There was this economist named Thomas Malthus in 1798 who proposed that population growth will cause overconsumption of resources. He believed that population grew at an exponential rate while food supplies increased at an arithmetic rate. Obviously, arithmetic rates can't keep up with exponential rates, right? So Malthus believed that humanity would eventually starve and suffer from the lack of food. So later, however, there was someone who believed otherwise and went against Malthus's theory, Julian Simons. He believed that an increase in population would actually improve the environment because human intellect is the key to any problems in the world. So the more heads the better. At the same time, he proposed the concept of free market environmentalism, which upheld free market, that is guaranteed property rights, as the best tool to obtain and preserve the sustainability of the environment. About another century later, which was probably around the 1960s and 70s, a man named Garrett Hardin published his paper titled The Well-Known Tragedy of the Commons. He argued that overpopulation of any species will deplete available natural resources. Human cutting and burning down forests around the world can be an example, since it's the fact that deforestation issues were regarded seriously starting in the late 1900s, about the time when population started to drastically increase. A man named Ehrlich proposed this theory called the population bomb. Keep in mind that this theory is proven wrong like Malthus's though. Anyway, Eldridge also believed that human population had already exceeded the carrying capacity. Because he believed so, he thought a population explosion accompanied with famine and starvation and all that chaos will soon occur. Again, this theory was proven wrong because the population rate actually declined a little in 1970. Right, so that's the end of the video. Credits to Jamie for photography and Photoshop and to me for the script. Thank you!